Good evening, everyone. So, topic that for today is the first aid box for ERP implementations. Here we will be talking about the best practices that we have figured out during our entire journey with the ERP system since last 15 years, and specifically with the ERP Next since 2014. We have been doing implementations from medium to large scale enterprises, and we have learned a lot during our every and each implementation, because each implementation is unique, but then there are certain common challenges that you see, and you figure those solutions around those challenges, and then you improve after every implementation. So I'll be summing up all that with a case study of one of our customers that I picked up for today. Before we start, a quick introduction on who I am and where I come from. So I'm representing Quotient Solutions, which with a market focus in the Americas, Europe, and Australia region, have done good implementations with medium to large scale enterprises across various industry verticals like aviation, manufacturing, retail, distribution, and many more. I myself is a Jacobian technologist and international cyclist, an entrepreneur and a perfectionist. I always try to chase perfection in whatever I do. Technology veteran, since last 17 years, I've been handling digital transformations for various companies and help them achieve multi-million dollars of profits. And we have good revenue growth, and I have worked with Fortune 500 companies before jumping into entrepreneurship wagon in 2009. As I mentioned in the beginning of this talk, that I'll be sharing through a case study. So today the case study that I've picked up is of Canadian Aviation Academy. So it's a progressive enterprises in the aviation industry, and fueling its growth with technology boosters like ERP Next as a system that we have implemented for them. So when CA was looking for digitizing various of their processes, they were looking at digitization of student management, flight operations, maintenance, repairs, and overall accounting, sales and marketing, inventory management. So they had, each department had its own objectives, its own wish list, its own challenges, and they engaged with us and asked for helping them out with the digitization and integration of these departments also, because they were tightly integrated in terms of their business processes, because CA as a business group is having its own aircrafts to maintain, and then have its own sales team to enroll students. So they are into their predominant businesses into Aviation Academy, and they also have a couple of other business partners as well, where they offer the services like maintenance and repair for other aircrafts outside their administrative boundaries and all. So there were a lot of processes, and the first thing that we agreed upon, we as a consultant and they as a customer, we agreed upon that we will build the entire digitization around one single platform. When we say one single platform, that gives a lot of advantage in terms of managing different processes and having everything at a one single instance of truth. So that was very important. So that's where when we showcase them the power of Frappe, and then on top of Frappe, the ERP Next, they quickly agreed, and we did the implementation in roughly around 4.5 to 5 months. And after the implementation, these are the few results that they have achieved, which I just want to share, that their client satisfaction got increased by more than 60%. So this is a comparison. The entire data is the comparison between a year before and year after the implementation. So there was an increase in annual growth by 25% and more than 120% of increase in their aircraft occupancy because of a lot of visibility into what are the downtimes of planned downtimes of the aircraft, what are the occupancy of the aircraft, who student, which student has booked which aircraft from when till when and when it's available. So everything was digitally available. So it increased their aircraft occupancy as well. And of course, when you have all these optimizations, the year-on-year increase in the profitability increases. So for them, it increased by additional 15% to what it was an earlier rate of profitability increase. So before jumping onto the digitization, they asked us like why they had listened to a lot of horror stories around ERP implementations getting failed, and there were a lot of things as an inhibition in them that, okay, should we invest in this or not, whether it will be a very risky thing. So we, we took them to various case studies, and this is one of the case studies which we mentioned to them, that Sobeys, a Canadian grocery store, it failed in implementation not because of technological issues, but because of the organizational issues. So, and this was very common among all the horror stories that exist in the digital transformation failure. And when we took them through the entire study of why we state that organizational issues are bigger responsible for implementation failures, they agreed, and that gave them a confidence that, okay, this is something which we should avoid. And in the later slides, I'll talk about those things, what needs to be taken care. So the common pitfalls that one should take care of during planning a digital transformation or ERP Next implementation or ERP implementation or any other digital transformation that you are planning. One is the expectation should be very realistic, because most of the time the super users, they come with very wild ideas of expectations that, okay, I will not be required to do anything after this implementation is done. I'll be just sitting and watching the screen and everything will happen on its own. No. So expectations has to be managed right from the planning stage to the go live and post go live as well, at all levels. The objectives for the project success should be defined very specifically. They should be very well thought of, and they should be very well documented, and should be very well communicated to all the stakeholders involved in the ERP Next implementation. Floating scope documentation should be avoided. Most of the times the digitization or digital transformations are planned in a waterfall model. In case you are not planning it in a waterfall model, or you want to adopt to the agile methodology, then also your documentation, the scope documentation should not have any room of floating things. Like in agile, yes, there is slight freedom that you can have little bit of floating scope, because then you can push it to the next sprint, and whatever is the backlog can be taken to the next sprint. But then try to limit the scopes and try to limit the expectations. Then comes the underestimating the change management. Change management is should be very well taken care of. There should be an excitement from top, which should flow to the bottom of the pyramid of your organization, and each one of the stakeholders should be not just excited, but should be involved in this entire digital transformation. Overrating and underestimating the solution design is one of the prominent pitfalls that we have observed and should be well taken care of. Sometimes most of the organizations which are medium size or small scale, that the organization structure is missing or is not given any importance while planning the digital transformation, which becomes a challenge. Competencies should be calculated very well, and people who have the competencies in the metrics, they should be given their roles and responsibilities respectively. User level training is very important, and the documentation of the entire digital transformation, right from the planning process to execution to handover and further supporting, should be maintained religiously and should be very well articulated, so that the user or the use, it also adds a value to the user level training, but it also adds value to the users while using the system. Most of the time we have also observed that the digital transformation companies, or not the digital transformation companies, inform the client. Sometimes the client also doesn't pay any attention to the master data management post the go live. So that also becomes one of the reasons for decrease in the effectiveness of the digital transformation. So it should be taken care of very well. Certain best practices that we follow. Yeah.
A time check. Can you wrap it up?
Sure. Yeah, this is my last slide. So I'll just quickly run through it. Exhaustive workshops should be taken with all the stakeholders involved. The master data management, as I said in the previous slide, it should be planned very well. Cross-industry references of business problems should also be considered. So whenever you are planning a digital transformation, always ensure that you have a consulting team which is having the exposure to cross-industry references for weeding out your challenges in your industry or your organization. So these are the couple of things. With this, I think the time doesn't allow me to stretch more, so a lot of things to discuss. But then if anyone has any questions that I can answer right now or maybe later on, you can get touch base with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rohit.